Happy Tuesday, everybody. I just want to show you how to do the CER blog post that you'll be doing after you do your poster walk today. So once you get on Google Classroom, obviously you found it since you're watching this video. It's the second one down, CER blog post. Make sure you click Open on yours so that you can see under your files where it says My Culture CER. That's where you'll be doing your work today. Go ahead and open that up. You're going to fill in this this worksheet, and then you can I'll show you what to do after you fill it in. So basically, your prompt or your question is, how and in what ways has science impacted the community you grew up in? That's the primary question you're going to answer. Okay? But before you do that, I want you to fill in this pre-assignment. I want you to identify which of these three you really want to focus on this time: claim, evidence, reasoning. Which one you want to get better at, and explain how you're going to do that, what you're going to focus on to make that part better. Once you've done that, then go ahead and think about this question: how and in what ways has science impacted the community you grew up in? Reflect on your life, your community, and where you grew up. So how has science impacted or changed your life or your community or your family growing up? I want you to complete your claim here, where you answer that question in a complete sentence. And then I want you to identify at least 3 pieces of evidence in this evidence box that support this claim, that prove that this claim is true. And then in the reasoning box, I want you to explain how that evidence actually does support your claim. Why does the evidence support the claim? That's the hardest part, but it's as important as is the other two. Once you've done that, go ahead and actually let me take a step back. I want the claim in complete sentences. The evidence does not need to be, but the reasoning does need to be. So the reasoning and the claim need to be in complete sentences. And then for post assignment, which component of the CER framework did you focus on for this assignment? So go back to your pre-assignment and look at which one did you identify you wanted to work at. Identify it here again, and then rate yourself between 1 and 4, 4 being the best, as to how well you did in executing that plan to improve that part of the framework. And then once you fill this in completely, you can go ahead and just copy this box, these 3 boxes, and you can go ahead and just paste this to your blog, these 3 boxes. Now, let's take a look back at the assignment for the blog instructions, because that's not the end of this assignment. Once you've copied and pasted your CER from those 3 boxes, you need to also take a look, and this is true for all of your blog posts. So you've answered the week's blog question using the CER framework, right? Now you need to include an image that relates to the topic. In this case, how has science impacted your or your family's or your community's lives? And then I want you to answer one of the following questions. And this is designed for you to have an opportunity to reflect on your learning. And research has shown that that's an important part of you becoming a better student over time. So this is a very important step, and I'm not going to grade blog posts that don't have this second step in it. So once you've answered one of these in your blog post, you've done the CER, you've done the image, and now you've done one of these questions, then you can publish your post. But until that point, it's not a finished product, and it will not be graded. Okay? So good luck. Let me know what questions you might have.